Hi, this is your Hurricane Tracker video update for July 27th, 2011, recorded at 5:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. Well, Tropical Storm Don has formed in the southern Gulf of Mexico today. If you've been paying close attention to this system, it has tracked over the northern Caribbean Sea, and yesterday started to organize over the northwest Caribbean Sea and is now organized enough to become a tropical storm. Let's take a look at Don on satellite first here this afternoon. And if you'll notice, Don is a fairly good organized tropical storm at this time. And also there's plenty of convection and heavy precipitation associated with Don. And you can see the position here just off the northeast Yucatan tip. And here's the X where the center of circulation is, and it is moving off to the west-northwest. And over the last few satellite loops, it does appear Don is getting a little bit larger, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Don has been a relatively small system up to this point, but it's definitely organizing and is forecasted to get stronger. And in fact, the National Hurricane Center issued their first advisory within the last hour. Current winds are 40 miles an hour sustained. Don is moving to the west-northwest at 12 miles an hour. And Don at this time is forecasted to make landfall on the middle Texas coast sometime Friday afternoon into Friday evening as a strong tropical storm with 65-mile-an-hour winds. Right now, as of the first advisory, no watches or warnings have been issued for Texas. We do expect some watches, probably tropical storm watches and warnings, to be issued sometime later tomorrow. The National Hurricane Center is advising there's only a 20% chance of Don becoming a hurricane. The conditions are only marginally favorable for development. There's going to be a little bit of wind shear and some dry air that the storm is going to have to battle. So at this time, conditions do not appear to be ripe for Don to become a hurricane or a very strong system such as Ike did when he moved over the Texas coast. And in just a moment, we'll take a closer look at the forecasted track. And if you live in this part of the world, you know these tracks and intensity forecasts are subject to huge errors and can change from advisory to advisory. So what we would advise, if you live anywhere from Louisiana down into South Texas, pay close attention to Don, and we'll definitely be here to keep you updated as we get new information from the Hurricane Center. Right now this afternoon, computer models are in fairly good agreement this afternoon with landfall somewhere on the middle to upper Texas coast. And in fact, if this model trend holds, we may see the National Hurricane Center shift their track a little further up the coast towards the Houston-Galveston area. These models are updated every 6 hours or so, and if they continue to show landfall this far north up the coast, I wouldn't be surprised again to see the track change. But again, if you live anywhere from Louisiana down to South Texas, pay close attention to Tropical Storm Don. Here's a little bit closer look with some of the cities overlaid on the map. Right now, landfall appears to be between Rockport, Texas and Port Lavaca, Texas, somewhere right here north of Corpus Christi. And the Houston area down to Brownsville is within the cone of uncertainty. So again, this track could change and move more towards the right or towards the left. And over the next couple of days, we'll have a much better idea to pinpoint exactly where Don is going to be headed. Right now, as of this first advisory, again, landfall sometime Friday evening between Rockport and Port Lavaca, Texas. This yellow area of the storm represents the strongest winds over 55 miles an hour. And you can see here the Goliad area just north of Corpus Christi, Rockport, Port Aransas. Definitely could be under the gun for some pretty strong tropical storm force winds. As you get further away from the center up towards the Bay City, Freeport area, just minimal tropical storm force winds, and even tropical storm force winds about 40 to 50 miles an hour down in the Corpus Christi area. And as the storm moves inland and weakens and makes a bend towards the west-northwest, even South Texas, even southern San Antonio could see some minimal tropical storm force winds. One thing is for sure, it does look like some parts of Texas, a few folks in Texas, should get a nice bit of rain out of Don. And of course, as the forecast track and the intensity forecast change, we will keep you updated. Last graphic we want to show you today is what's causing Don to move towards the west-northwest. If you recall, over the past couple of seasons, a lot of storms here in the Gulf have been pushed south into central and northern Mexico. Well, this time the high pressure ridge is centered off to the east over Tennessee, and due to a weakness on the southwest side of that ridge, that's going to allow Don to move towards that weakness towards the west-northwest, or even perhaps the northwest, depending upon how far east the high decides to move. If the high pressure area slides to the east a little bit more, that would open up the door a little bit more, and Don would be able to move a little further north up the coast, perhaps into Houston or even southwest Louisiana. Again, that's still a possibility. That's not the forecast at this time. But if you live anywhere on the west or northwestern Gulf Coast, pay close attention, and we'll definitely be back to provide further video and audio updates as conditions warrant. Thanks so much for being a Hurricane Tracker customer, and have a great day, everybody.